Yeah, I think, coming in as a political science major, I never really questioned why I wasn't completely interested in doing a different internship, or I wasn't really involved outside of my campus community. So my advisor at the time kind of pushed the idea of like, well, why don't you try to be part of the internship program at the General Assembly. So she kind of put that thought into my mind, and I'm really glad she did, because the experience I got was completely what I didn't expect in the best way possible, because I came into it without really having any expectations. So it was, from that moment on, I was like, yeah, like that sounds like a good idea. Let me see what happens, and I'm glad I did it. The energy within the building is something that you can't really describe. It has to be experienced. When you're here, especially on a session day, it's, like I said, the energy is just completely different from any experience I've ever had. Everybody is just really ready to do a good job and make important decisions for our state. So I think that was one of the biggest parts of my experience. The most exciting part is being around so many inspiring people and having this sense of like really fun environment, but doing important things for the state. So as an intern, I really learned a lot about the role of like a supportive staff member to legislators. A lot of things that I got to work on were similar to what an aide would do. So helping with emails, constituent support, getting to really experience what it's like to support a legislator who's about to go on the floor, things like that was probably the highlights of what I did. I didn't do any testimony, but I was able to attend public health committee meetings, which at the time, was super interesting. They had a lot of important bills that were being discussed, so being in that room and getting to see, the live part of what committee work looks like and how a bill starts, it was a really interesting experience to be able to be in that room. Public hearing that I was able to go to was on the vaccine bill. That was super important back in 2020. And that was even people, even staff members who have been here for years had said like that was one of the craziest public hearings they've ever been to. So it was really fun and interesting, really, just to be present and hear what people had to say during that public hearing. Mock session was a super fun way to learn the process because what I got to do, for mock session, I got to be the Speaker of the House, which was an exciting role, but it really helped me learn more about how the process goes when we're going through debate on the floor, things like that. And that experience alone was probably definitely one of the highlights for me, because I got to have like real conversations with other interns about topics and issues that they're really passionate about, and it was a really great experience to support one another, to bring on an issue that even real time was being talked about by other legislators. So that was a cool experience too, part of the internship. I think I learned a lot about myself though, and what I wanted to do professionally. I think in that moment I know earlier I said, I didn't really come with a ton of expectations, but for me, I knew I wanted to kind of have an idea after I left, like what do I want to do in the professional world, and it really gave me a good perception on like what it would be like if I decided to stay in the field, and I'm glad I did, because I don't think I would have pursued anything in the political sphere if I hadn't really committed to the internship. So, and now here I am. I am a legislative aide also known as a constituent engagement coordinator. I work for 3 representatives, and yeah, that's been a cool experience too.